Javier Farje is a Peruvian historian and political analyst specializing in Latin American affairs, joining us from London this hour. Thanks for your time. How significant is it that this time around, almost all the political parties from right across the spectrum called for Boluarte's impeachment? And how unusual is this level of congressional consensus in Peruvian politics?
It's very significant because during the speech that was interrupted, she said, the very Congress that put me in the presidency has sacked me. And this is very important to mention this because the very parties that supported her, especially Fuerza Popular of former dictator, the late dictator Alberto Fujimori, supported her. And then they decided to bring her down. Now, ironically, as your correspondent rightly says, ironically, she wasn't taken down by the political instability. She mentioned the 49 people who were killed by repression, which was condemned by the Inter-American Commission of Human Rights. She was sacked because of crime. Crime is rampant in Peru. It's grown to a level frankly difficult to understand, especially the transport sector. Extortion and the killings of people who don't accept to pay bribes have been huge, have been really, really big. Every day we know that a bus driver or a taxi driver has been murdered because of this. And she hasn't been able to control this. So so the significance of this is that it's important to note that she didn't rule the country alone. She had the support of the majority of Congress, the very people who actually decided to sack her because they had enough. So we're talking about a president who has been sacked, but also a president who has ruled the country with the very people who actually decided to vacate the presidency.
Does this throw Peru into a period of instability going forward?
Instability has been going on for the last, I don't know, for as long as I remember. Since 2020, 18, for example, the 2018, we have had 6 presidents. None of them had completed the mandate. Some of them lasted less than 3 years. In fact, Boluarte was the one that lasted the longest. So the instability has been going on for many years. This might bring some stability because there's going to be elections in April next year. From when Boluarte took over in December 2022, the pressure to call for early elections was huge, but she decided not to accept that. Congress decided to support that position. Now, there will be elections in April 2026. I doubted that people will call for early elections because it would be very difficult, logistically speaking, to call for early elections. So we hope that the call of elections in April next year is going to bring some stability. Now, all the candidates that want to be president, those who have expressed that decide to be president, none of them has a significant majority in the opinion polls. The one that has the biggest is like 15%. It's like 20 candidates. Right. So it will be reduced to a more manageable number, and hopefully will be stability. But considering the fact that in the last few years, 6 presidents have not completed the mandate, one wonders whether stability will ever return to Peru.
And hopefully for Jose Harry himself, for Jose Harry as president of Congress, who is now, of course, interim president, what sort of challenges do you think he's going to face in this fraught political environment? And how does he address that issue of crime that ousted Boluarte?
He already has. In his first speech as interim president of Peru, he said that his priority will be to fight crime. That is going to be his priority. And also he appealed to the young generation, to understand and to give him some time to solve the problem, although it's 6 months until the election, so I don't know whether he's going to be able to do that. But he actually said in the first speech that he will declare war on crime. He didn't give details, obviously, because we didn't know whether Boluarte was going to last or not. But that was his priority, he said, and people will hope that this will happen because all the situation, people are absolutely desperate. This is not affecting the rich people. It's affecting poor people, poor drivers, lorry drivers. It's affecting bus drivers. It's affecting people who have small businesses with a small transport sort of industry. And this is the people who actually suffering the consequences of the crime. And he will have to really prioritize that if he wants to bring some stability back to the country.
Okay, thank you so much, Javier Farje. You're a Peruvian historian and political analyst speaking to us from London this hour. Thank you.
Thank you.